Alright, sup bros, I'm making another video because, believe it or not, the thread that I originally made the video for is actually still going. Now, somebody else brought up an interesting point, and it's full of a misconception which I actually often run into. So might as well deal with it right now. The post was made by Dark Cheryl, and it deals with the creation of the universe. Now, he claims a contradictory thing, honestly. He first says that he believes that God created the universe ex nihilo, or out of nothing. But later on, he goes on to list cause and effect as the reason for this belief. He says in his comment, something cannot be created out of nothing. But he just said it. He believed that God created the universe ex nihilo. So there's this obvious contradiction. You know, if it's ex nihilo, that means that yeah, something can come from nothing. Or if it's not possible, then ex nihilo creation is not possible at all. Sorry, I'm eating some candy right now, but this brings me to my larger point and my greater criticism about the cosmological argument. You guys, this big issue here. See, even though God may seem like something that created the universe, it really does not hold up to par, because God is a rational agent. For example, when you make, and now to point out why this is incorrect, I'll use the following analogy. When you're baking a cake or something like that, you have something, right? But that something is not you. You're not the something that goes into the formation of the cake. It's the flour. It's not the rational agent that brings about the change of state, or that brings about the formation of the cake that we call the something. It's the flour that's something. So when we say creation ex nihilo, it's like I'm just standing over here, boom, a cake just appears. No flour, none of that stuff. That's creation ex nihilo. That's what we're talking about. That's not something coming from nothing, because even though God is there, he just willed it to happen out of nothing. It came. That's what ex nihilo means, you know? So if you're going to appeal to cause and effect to justify belief in God based on the cosmological argument, you cannot claim creation ex nihilo. And if you do concede that creation ex nihilo is possible, well then God becomes unnecessary. Because if something can come from nothing, well, you don't really need God to be there at all. See, and there's another problem. You cannot claim that something cannot come from nothing. Here's the reason why. We know that nothing cannot come from that something cannot come from nothing, but only within the universe. We're talking about stuff outside of the universe. It's so much strange. It's just really strange. See, outside of the universe and before it was created, time did not even exist. So a bunch of stuff we take for granted does not work anymore, you know? Different rules, different playbook. So, logically speaking, we cannot extend what happens within the universe to something that applies to the universe as a whole. And that's a fallacy. You can't do that. That's a no-go. And I know there was another thing that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, and if we're going by cause and effect and everything else, you know. Well, give me a second, let me read the comment. Well, it's not a very interesting point, and you guys should already know this, but he says that the only thing that could possibly, you know, that could possibly have created the world and everything, something that transcends the laws of physics. But keep in mind, before the universe was created, a bunch of physical laws didn't really exist. You know, this is after the creation of the universe and after everything. Yes, I know. If we're talking about stuff before the creation of the universe, we're dealing with something completely different. Which brings me to my final point. You know, now I don't know too much about this, so don't take my word too seriously on this. But in physics, there's currently two theories of time. A theory of time and B theory of time. Now, the B theory of time makes it possible for God to simultaneously exist with the Big Bang, whereas the A theory of time does not. Now, the A theory of time is kind of interesting. It has to do with like Einstein's theories of like relativity and everything else. It has to do with like time not being so much in a linear scale, more like a cube, and the past, present, and future just kind of being mixed up all over there. That's the A theory of time. That's one that is much more simpler to explain, and which gets the job done. So we have no reason to resort to the B theory of time, which is a little bit more complex, and by virtue of that Occam's razor, we can cut it off. Unfortunately for the theists, this actually means that their conception of, like the one theory of time that does work, in which you can squish God in, doesn't really hold up to par. So not only do they not have logic right, but the physics doesn't even match up for their philosophical arguments to work. So the theists are once again in a lot of trouble. Alright, so I have to say I'm going to be watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So I'm going to be fucking enjoying my time while you guys were arguing your asses off. Peace.